was leaving 7-Eleven with about a dozen taquitos the other day. And I got pulled over by the police. I don't know if you guys have been reading the news lately, but a little bit tense with those guys. So, I turned my car off with the window down, threw the keys out the window, so that way I'm no longer legally driving, and I ate a bunch of taquitos as fast as I could. Passed out. Avoid the confrontation entirely. It's pretty sweet. Small side effect. When I was passed out in my weird drunken food days, I had a food dream, like a weird fevered food dream, where I was a fat James Bond. It's pretty cool. The name of my Bond girl was Toppings Galore. The name of my Bond film was Die Another Beaties. All right. Da-da-da-da, my feet hurt. Da-da-da-da, they said it's not genetic. Like, it's a weird thing, because straight up, I'm addicted to fast food at this point. Like, I would suck a dick for Taco Bell. Like, that's where I'm at. It's all right, I have a job. I am gainfully employed. I can buy my own Taco Bell, so no need to worry on that front. But it's a weird thing because I'm addicted. I'm straight up addicted. Like, and they're allowed to advertise at you because it's just fast food, right? Like, other hard vices that people get addicted to, they're not allowed to advertise. Like, cigarette ads, non-existent. Beer ads have just become weird things. Like, Michelob Ultra commercials are a bunch of lawyers that ride bikes around. And at the end, they stop and look at the camera all nice and fit, and they're like, Michelob Ultra. It tastes like peanuts for some reason. But like, I just want to make things fair because they use all these fucking crazy tactics. Like, I swear, the Taco Bell commercials, they have dubstep, they have lots of fast camera movements, there's glitter that like drops out of the ceiling, there's delicious tacos, and then gorgeous people in like eyes wide shut sex party masks. They're like dancing, and I don't know what part of my animal brain that hits. But it does it. And I'll be watching YouTube at 10 a.m. and that shit comes on and I'll grab my wife. I'm like, that's when they open the menu, the whole menu at 10 a.m. Did you know that? That's how you know I have a problem. Because I know when the cheesy gordita machine gets turned on. I don't know if there's a machine or not. But it's not fair. They get to advertise to me. Why don't other vices get commercials? Why isn't there commercials for like heroin? Like, why isn't there a commercial with a guy in like a disheveled suit who's like, oh, hey, do you like jazz music? Do you want to? Heroin, like, you know, just that commercial. That's what I want. And it's weird, because I've been to a doctor, like a therapist, to be like, hey, what's going on, coach? Like, give me some tips here. And they gave me tons of advice. But if I ever tried to give that advice to other addicts, like especially people who are addicted to like serious drugs, like they would laugh at me. Like if I tried to give the advice I got, right, about eating to like a crackhead, if I'm like, yeah, the reason why you smoke so much fucking crack is because the day before, you're not portioning out your crack, you see. There's your problem. You do too much heroin because you're not logging it in your heroin journal. That's the problem. If you log it at the end of the day, you can be like, well, I just did too much heroin today. It's fucking crazy. And I had a friend of mine who went to VCU, and he would smoke crack and occasionally snort heroin. He graduated a double major with a 3.8 GPA. So I don't know if that says more about him or less about VCU, but he did it. He did it. And I used to ask him, I'd say, how do you fucking do it? Like, how do you do it? And he'd say, well, around crunch time, I bear down and I quit everything cold turkey. Right? That's how I get ready for finals. That's when I really need to. I just stop doing all that shit cold turkey. And I'm like, I can't apply that to my life. I can't quit eating food cold turkey. You know? Because if I stop eating food cold turkey, I'll probably end up eating. I told you I'd suck a dick for Taco Bell. You think I'm eating cold fucking turkey? Taco Bell, brother. Where am I at? Okay, we'll get out of here on this, guys. You've been fucking wonderful. Thank you so much for enjoying this night and letting me be weird in front of you. So we've been together for some time now, where I would consider you all best friends and people that can vouch for me as an alibi, so I appreciate that. But My dad and my family, they're like a football family, right? And we've spent time together. This is not a football human. I don't know if you guys noticed that. I'm not really made for it emotionally. And at a certain point in my life, I had to tell my dad that I was quitting football because I was tired of getting bullied, and I was going to join theater, right? That was my big move, my 11th grade year. And I remember my mom was like, that's fine, but you have to tell your dad, I'm not doing it. And football was like a big deal in my family. Like my dad played, his dad played, my brother played. Like he wanted me to try to at least go to college for football. And now again, we've talked for a little bit. That's laughable. This should not show up on any football field in any kind of college setting being like, yeah, coach, 2 edibles in, where do I go? You're shouting and it's harshing my vibe. But I remember I had to come home and tell my dad I was quitting football to do theater, right? And I came home from doing whatever 16-year-old Brandon did, which is petty larceny, and huffing the dust-off computer cleaner in the aisles of Walmart. Because pro tip, if you do it in the aisle, you don't have to pay for it. So, take that. But I remember I came home, there's my dad in the back deck, he's like, Brandon, come out here, I want to talk to you. Your mom says you have something you want to say to me? So I sit down, I'm like, yeah, Dad, I'm done with football. All right, I'm tired of being called gay because I like SpongeBob. I'm doing theater. So he took a big drag from his cigarette and kind of looked off in the distance. He said, we're BESWICKs, Brandon. We don't do make-believe stuff. We do real-life things. Things that make us sweat, things that make us bleed. We don't get on stage, paint our face, and say, look at me, I'm in theater. I love drama. I love to be dramatic. We're not dramatic people, Brandon. I remember when I first held you in my arms. I said, we will not be full of drama. No, this 8-pound, 6-ounce boy will not have any drama. He will be a football player. He will play football. And you say, no, Daddy, no. No, I don't want to. I want to do theater. I like drama. Nay. As I stare into the sky, I see stars, thousands of stars. Each one represents a dead loved one staring back at me, asking, Donnie, what is your son? How is your son? Is he playing football? And I say, I have no son. He does drama. You guys have been great. I've been Brandon.